I actually was not going to put out this video because I was editing it and I was like, this is boring. But some of you guys asked for it. So who am I to say no to the fans? So without further ado, here is part 2. Just a heads up, this next short film does get a little bit intense, but it's okay. It's just a short film. You're gonna be fine. So with that being said, please enjoy part 2. I have a lot of feelings and emotions about this film. I didn't feel like I was supported by the director, and you're gonna kind of see that show up in my acting. It really does affect an actor. There's not just a button you press on acting. As a director, you need to be taking that journey with the actor and helping them get into that emotional headspace, and I just didn't get that on this film. So when I look back on it, I kind of skip through all the acting and I get to the stunts and I'm like, oh yeah, punching and stuff. There's also some really emotional stuff in here that maybe doesn't translate as well as it could to the viewer, but for me, because of the emotional place that I had to take myself, you know, I see it and it still affects me. I actually really like the music though. It's me! Chuck Marais, or Marais, he's pretty legit. He's done some more acting stuff. Jamie Day also has done some more acting stuff. They're pretty cool. They've done a lot more than I have. I would say they're probably more legitness than me. That's a cool shot. I will say it does look very, very pretty, this film. I wanted to keep that backpack, but we didn't. In the script, there's like a twig snapping, and they didn't put it in the edit, so it just looks really funky. Boo! This guy up here is the stunt director for both this film and the last film, Faded Identity.
Give it up, Lois. That weapon's worth more than you are.
That shot is backwards. I don't know if you saw that, but the leaves were like... This is a fun fight scene. I like that move. That fall was real, by the way. I actually did fall. This guy's name is Micah Singa. He's very cool. Tiff. Oh, me leaving the backpack, by the way, was because I just don't have it in the next scene and we totally forgot about it. So we just had to leave it there. We were like, well, we need a solution for leaving this thing behind. The director told me that I could run faster in the scene and I told him, I cannot. The arrow is smacking me in the butt. Good acting there. I would probably scream a little bit more if I had an arrow in me. Now this is my best piece of acting right here. Did you see it? Are you sure? Did you see it? We're gonna rewind for this. Right there. I didn't even put the bullet in the gun. The gun was too small to hold real bullets, and this was actually recently after the shooting on the set of Rust, so we were being super vigilant about that. But that gun can't even shoot stuff. I had to pretend to put the bullet in. I like that move a lot. Originally, there was a little bit of dialogue between us at that point. There she is!
Hello,
little me. I have that knife, by the way. We called it the vengeance knife. Jamie Day! Whoop, whoop.
I think you better take it easy.
This is a cabin from the Civil War, by the way.
I am Joseph, and I am just trying to help you. I'm not gonna force you to stay.
In this scene, I think I remember kind of thinking to myself, you know, if I was picked up by some rando in the woods, you know, I would not trust this guy. And I would be on edge expecting him to do something bad. So I was trying to think, stay away from me, keep distance. But you can kind of see there's like, it's not just like this determination, like this hardened character. There's fear there as well. Adds a little flavor, a little something, something.
If you are gonna stay,
begun. I was watching this film in the theater. I was watching it with someone next to me who knew guns, and he was just destroying the gun. I felt bad, but it was also kind of funny. He was like, that's a such and such a gun. It wouldn't be able to shoot blah, blah, blah. At that point, my character was supposed to be like, this is worth a fortune. So glad they cut it out. That's the director. His little cameo. Crisp shot. I winged him.
Well, I winged him, but they'll be back.
He'll be back.
Won't be here for it.
I didn't like that line. I hated saying that line. Yet another shot of me in a bed waking up and my eyes dilating. You can see I kind of reacted like, ugh, when I landed on that foot. And you'll see that disappears later on in the film because we forgot that this character has an injury. Doesn't matter, whatever. That's Chuck. No, that was written into the script. I don't know why the character does that. And instead of reacting, like, to fight. Maybe it would have made sense if my character had kind of sat back, pulled it out, was kind of holding it, and then saw the other person and maybe, like, clutched it more. I don't know. This is the first scene we did together, by the way.
Your age.
Dramatic.
You see that?
I remember that always made me cry when he would show me, I think the first time he showed me the bracelet and it says Papa Bear on it. And I was just like, oh. In this scene, you can kind of see some of the dialogue is a little bit stilted. As an actor, you don't always have the option of changing your lines. Thankfully, they let me change some of my lines here. I still tried to stay true to what they wanted, but as an actor, it's like, well, this is what you got. You do what you can with it. And I think Jamie Day did a great job. He actually was making me cry. So before this scene, I did all of my prep. The way that I approach scenes like this is I'll do some free writing. I think I journaled as the character, and I journaled like a little journal entry as if I was the character out on a fishing trip with my dad and relaying these things, which is important because the character has lost the dad and is talking about that, you know, in a minute here. You know, I took a little bit of time away from everything else. I put my headphones on. I had a pre-downloaded list of songs to cry to, and I just kind of prepped myself. And when I came into the scene, I kind of came in already somber and already kind of prepped for crying. You also have to stay hydrated. And what made me cry was not myself, it was my scene partner, Jamie Day. It's a really cool moment when your scene partner makes you cry. You can see me crying there. I'm like,
Lois, I see so much of her in you.
from a writing perspective, I would have placed this a little farther along, maybe.
Father broke his leg hunting.
Because if you're gonna have this like dramatic connection between these two characters, it should maybe have a little more history behind it.
We got him home.
But again, as an
But it
actor,
was getting really bad.
you do what you can with what you have.
Mother was taking care of him, but someone had to keep watch. I was a kid. I was so tired. I fell asleep. The next thing I knew, the house was in flames.
You can see the tear in my eye, like, it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall.
I couldn't move.
There it is.
I let them die. I failed my family.
Again, difficult scene to film because the writing just didn't earn that moment. When you're writing a story, you want it to be authentic. You want to tell a story that earns those emotional beats.
Those are my people. I'm done running.
Ooh, drama. I definitely felt like I could have acted this better. Like if I was being dragged someplace, I'd be like grabbing onto stuff and like kicking my feet and kicking them in their butts.
Stop.
Pain. Dramatic.
My baby girl. I'm so glad to see you're safe.
I hate it when he said that line.
Not your baby girl.
I like the two shot of us.
Where are the guns and ammo?
I don't know what you mean.
That's a shame. I know you better than you know yourself. You think you can lie to me?
Chuck did a great job with this character, by the way.
I won't ask a second time.
Y'all, it was cold as heck. You can see that breath. They were supposed to be, in the script, there's like screaming at this part because my character's being tortured, but I declined to scream and then they never called me in for ADR, so.
I was a father to you when no one.
Okay, this scene kind of makes me cringe because it's very dramatic and it doesn't earn it. And there's other things that are kind of wrong with it, but I think Chuck did a great job. He has this very like quietly intimidating demeanor. He's kind of a scrawny guy, not gonna lie. No offense to Chuck. So that take that he had on this character was very cool.
Where are the weapons?
Stop.
That was a pretty good exchange. I like that between the two. Good angle. I heard something splat. Somebody put a splat sound effect there. You can see his lav. You can see his lavalier right there. Someone's getting fired. Just kidding, no one got fired. It's a student film. We didn't get paid money. Well, I got paid money because I was an actor, but nobody else got paid money. When they filmed that scene, they had to do some stuff with the guys by themselves, punching and screaming and whatever. And I was outside the cabin with Jamie Day's dog, and the dog was like, and I was feeling that on the inside, so I actually had to put on headphones and just block out everything because it's very emotionally disturbing, especially when you've been allowing yourself to feed off of whatever the emotions that other person is feeling. And people don't talk about that a lot. Like crew members and the other actors get emotionally invested and affected by these scenes when they're being filmed.
You're weak. Just like your daughters can't even put up a fight.
Weak. Just like your girl. Like,
All right. Weapons are on a hill. Thank you.
that wasn't so hard, was it? Got another drama scene coming up. Ooh, the bloody hand. Joseph, stop. That scratch on my face, by the way, is real. Nice tears. As an actor, we're like, cha-ching, cha-ching, tears. That was a great shot of him. He was
There's
great.
still hope for you.
Acting in this scene together with him was great.
You forgive yourself. Be the person you can never be.
When we were doing that, they were making us do it like over and over again, and the crew was just not being mindful of the emotions that we were filming and having to go through. And I remember after one of the takes, I actually just couldn't stop crying. I was just like still emotionally wound up. And Jamie just gave me a hug. He was like, it's okay, it's all right, you know, just let it out. Great to act with. And then this scene, actually, we filmed at night. They shot night for day or day for night, whatever the heck they call that. I'm not even kidding you. It was the most emotional beat in the entire film, at least for me. They made me film it 10 times. You're not supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is do everything that you need to get the shot set up. You know, if you're having movement, they actually had it moving back on tracks, the camera, you'll see in a second here. You get everything set up, you get everybody unnecessary out of the room, and then you take it twice, maybe 3 times at the most, and you move on. Because that actor is pulling into deep reservoirs of emotions. You know, the thing that I was going through in this moment was, you know, thinking as my character, here's the one person I just allowed myself to trust, and then he's being taken away in, like, again, violently in front of my eyes, revisiting this drama from my childhood, whatever. And I remember I got to a point where I had nothing left. There was nothing but the actual pain itself of filming that got me into this emotional state. And I think that's what they ended up using as a take, was me emotionally hating every moment of filming that. I wish I had waited to close his eyes. That's like weird. He's like not even dead yet. The vengeance knife. Notice that shift from like pain to idea to darkness. I love that this character just roughs it with a knife. Oh, she did a great job. Her name is JC, I think. That girl who's like, ugh! I did that take one time where I smiled at the end and I was so disturbed with myself. I was like, please don't use that take. I'm never doing that again. Get him. That's how I got the scratch, by the way, on my cheek. I ran into a branch! Running like the Terminator. We were not originally supposed to shoot this in water, and it was November, and it was freezing! And they weren't prepped for the water at all, because this had flooded like the night before. That was a good jump by him. This scene is so slow because he had to learn all of this fight choreography the same day. And we were also super cold. So I feel like the editing could have helped us out a little bit, but you know.
You're weak.
You're weak. Just like your daughter.
I took care of you when no one else would. And this is how you repay me.
Fun fact, that actually hit me the first time that he threw it. Or one of the times, I don't remember. He was like, I'm so sorry. And I was more ashamed that I didn't duck properly. Those are the best 2 shots, like punches, the entire thing.
Why are you laughing?
I was wrong. You are strong.
You can see my reflection on the windshield.
You just have to kill me. Do it.
Ooh, did you see that little look I gave him there? Hang on. Watch. Little sneer. Well, I guess not sneer, whatever, the little, like... That was also a really good acting moment. I like that. Look back. Turn away. We're not quite sure what the morals are of this film, but it's something.
The camera couldn't focus on the necklace. Crazy.
And that's the end of part 2. If you guys do want to see part 3, which may end up being part 3 and 4, let me know, because if you want to see it, I will definitely do it. I just don't want to put out something that people don't want to see. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Bye.